For most of us, the first instinct when we earn money is to keep it safe. Maybe we put it in a savings account, a jar, or a digital wallet. It feels secure. But then, inflation creeps in. That $1,000 you saved last year? It can't buy the same things today. On the flip side, investing promises growth. Stocks, real estate, mutual funds, they offer potential, but also risk. One bad decision could mean losing a big chunk of your hard-earned cash. And so we sit, stuck, not sure whether to build a safety net or chase growth. But what if the answer isn't one or the other? Welcome to the ultimate guide that might just change the way you look at your bank account forever. In this video, we'll uncover the truth behind saving versus investing. Two paths that seem similar but lead to very different destinations. You've been told to save money your whole life. Tuck it away for a rainy day. Build an emergency fund. Be prepared. But here's a jaw-dropping truth. Americans are losing thousands of dollars a year by just saving, instead of investing. And you might be doing the same without realizing it. So the question is simple but crucial. Should you be saving? Or should you be investing? And if you had to choose just one, which path will actually build wealth and secure your future? We've all heard the advice. Save your money. For many, that's been the go-to strategy passed down from parents, mentors, and even financial gurus. And there's nothing wrong with it, until you realize that while your money sits in a bank account growing by a few cents a year, inflation is slowly eating away at its value. Now imagine this. You have $10,000 sitting in a savings account with a 0.05% interest rate. Over a year, that nets you about $5. But if inflation is around 3%, you're technically losing $295 in purchasing power. Yes, your money is safe. But it's not growing. It's not working for you. Meanwhile, investing that same $10,000 in a low-cost index fund might have earned you $800 to $1,000 in a good year. That's the power of putting your money to work. But here's the twist. Investing comes with risk. The market fluctuates. There are downturns. You can lose money. So now you're left wondering, what's the smarter move? This video is your roadmap through that financial crossroad. We're going to dissect both sides, saving and investing, looking at real examples, risks, returns, and strategies so you can make an informed decision. Whether you're a beginner just trying to stay out of debt or someone who's dabbled in stocks and still feels lost, this guide is for you. Let's start with saving. Why do we love it so much? Because it feels safe. When you log into your bank account and see money sitting there, it gives you peace of mind. It's your cushion, your emergency backup, your security blanket. And honestly, that's important. Experts generally recommend having at least 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses saved up in an emergency fund. That money should absolutely be in a savings account, easily accessible and not tied to market volatility. But here's where saving can turn dangerous. Once people start saving, they stop there. They assume that money sitting in the bank is enough to secure their future. Now let's talk investing. This is where wealth is built, where your money compounds, where financial independence starts to feel real. But let's be honest, it's also intimidating. Stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, crypto, real estate. The options feel endless. The risks feel scary. And if you've ever opened your investing app and saw red numbers, losses, you probably felt that gut-wrenching panic. Investing is not for the faint of heart, but it is for the informed. You don't have to become a Wall Street genius to invest wisely. You don't have to time the market, or pick the next Tesla or Amazon. All you need is a basic understanding of how investing works, what your goals are, and a plan that matches your risk tolerance and time horizon. Because when done right, investing beats saving in the long run. Every single time. Let's take a closer look. Here's the dilemma most people face. They get a paycheck. They put some into a savings account. Maybe they spend a little on groceries, bills, and the occasional Amazon order. And if there's anything left over, They think about investing. But then they hesitate. What if the market crashes? What if I lose everything? I don't even know where to start. So they don't invest. And that hesitation comes at a cost. The longer you wait to invest, the harder it becomes to build wealth. Why? Because investing is a long game. It's all about time in the market, not timing the market. If you invest $100 a month starting at age 25 and earn a 7% return annually, you'll have about $240,000 by retirement at age 65. But if you wait just 10 years and start at 35, you'll have only $120,000. That 10-year delay halves your money. That's the power of compounding. So the real dilemma isn't whether to save or invest. It's about knowing when and how to do both. And that's what we're going to uncover in the next section. Coming up, we'll explore the pros and cons of saving versus investing in real detail. We'll break down the risk factors, potential returns, time horizons, and financial goals that can help you make a confident decision. By the end of this video, you won't just know what to do with your money. You'll know why you're doing it. So, should you save? Or should you invest? Stick with me. You're about to find out. Have you ever heard the phrase, time is money? In the world of finance, that statement takes on a much deeper meaning. Time is one of the most powerful tools you have when it comes to both saving and investing. It can either work for you or against you. Let's consider the concept of compound interest. When you save money in a high-yield savings account, you earn interest on your deposits. Then, you begin to earn interest on that interest. Over time, this snowballs, helping your money grow with minimal effort. But the real magic of compounding reveals itself when you invest. Let's say you invest $1,000 and it grows at an average rate of 7% annually. After 10 years, it would be worth about $1,967. After 20 years, about $3,870. And after 30 years, nearly $7,612. Without doing anything other than letting time do its thing. What does this mean? It means that starting early, even with small amounts, can dramatically impact your future wealth. Waiting to invest until you have more money could cost you thousands in potential returns. On the other hand, if you're close to retirement or anticipating a big expense, saving in a low-risk environment might make more sense. The younger you are, the more you should be leaning into investments. The closer you are to needing the money, the more savings should play a role. Let's face it, money decisions are emotional. We all react differently to risk. Some of us panic at the slightest market dip, while others barely blink. Your personal risk tolerance is a critical factor in deciding whether to save or invest. Ask yourself, can I sleep at night knowing my investments might lose value in the short term? Do I have an emergency fund in place that covers 3 to 6 months of expenses? What's my time horizon? When will I need this money? If you're someone who worries constantly or may need the money soon, it might be better to keep more in savings. But if you have time on your side and a high tolerance for market fluctuations, investing could be the smarter route. You don't have to go all in on either side. You can do both, saving for short-term peace of mind and investing for long-term growth. Now let's look at a few common mistakes people make when trying to choose between saving and investing. Not having an emergency fund before investing. Investing without a safety net can force you to pull out money at the worst possible time. Keeping all money in savings due to fear. Inflation will slowly erode your purchasing power if your money isn't growing. Chasing trends without understanding investments. Jumping into crypto or stocks without research can lead to significant losses. Not adjusting your strategy as your life changes. What worked in your 20s may not work in your 40s. Rebalancing matters. Ignoring fees. Hidden fees in investment platforms or accounts can eat into your returns over time. Avoiding these mistakes can put you miles ahead in the financial race. So, what's the right answer? Should you save or invest? The truth is, you need both. But the proportions depend on your goals, income, lifestyle, and stage in life. Here's a simple framework to help you decide. 1. Start with an emergency fund. Before anything else, prioritize building a savings cushion of at least 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. This protects you from life's curveballs, job loss, medical emergencies, or car repairs, without having to sell your investments at a loss. 2. Define your short-term and long-term goals. Ask yourself, do I plan to buy a house in the next 3 years? Am I saving for a vacation, wedding, or tuition? What age do I want to retire? Do I want financial freedom sooner? For anything you need within the next 1 to 3 years, save. For goals beyond 5 years, invest. The 3 to 5 year window? That's your gray area. Consider a mix, like low-risk investments, bonds, CDs, or high-yield savings accounts. 3. Follow the 50/30/20 rule. This popular budgeting method breaks your after-tax income into 50% needs, housing, bills, groceries; 30% wants, entertainment, dining out; 20% savings and investments. Out of that 20%, you can allocate based on your goals. For example, 10% into investments, 10% into your savings account, or 15% investing, 5% savings. 4. Automate it. One of the best things you can do is set it and forget it. Set up automatic transfers into savings accounts every payday. Enroll in automatic investing through apps or your brokerage. Use tools like roundups or spare change investments. When it's automatic, it's consistent, and consistency builds wealth over time. Part 8. Tools to help you save and invest. Let's get practical. What tools can you use to make smarter money moves? For saving. High-yield savings accounts. Ally, Marcus, Discover offer interest rates far above traditional banks. Certificates of deposit, CDs lock in your money for a fixed period with higher returns. Money market accounts, slightly higher yield, plus check-writing capabilities. For investing. Robo-advisors, Betterment, Wealthfront, great for beginners, automatically diversify for you. Brokerage accounts, Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, perfect for long-term investors. Retirement accounts, 401k, Roth IRA, tax advantages and ideal for future growth. Micro-investing apps, Acorns, Stash, invest small amounts to get started. The key is to pick tools that match your goals and risk tolerance. Don't just go for what's trending, go for what's sustainable. Let's bring it home with some real-life examples. Scenario 1. Sarah, age 26. Entry-level job. Sarah earns $3,000 a month and has $2,000 in savings. She's saving for a trip next year and retirement. Plan. $200 per month into savings for the trip. $300 per month into Roth IRA for long-term investing. Emergency fund goal. $9,000. Scenario 2. Marcus, age 42, 2 kids. Mortgage. Marcus has decent income, but rising expenses. He has some savings but hasn't invested. Plan. $500 per month into a 401k, especially if employer matches. Boost savings for his kids' education. Consider index funds or ETFs for long-term wealth growth. Scenario 3. Lisa, age 60, nearing retirement. Lisa has $50,000 in savings but is unsure about investing. Plan. Keep majority in low-risk accounts. Consider bonds or dividend-paying stocks for modest growth. Consult a financial advisor to rebalance her portfolio towards safety. Your financial journey is unique, but the principles apply to everyone. If there's one major takeaway, it's this: saving keeps you safe. Investing makes you wealthy. They're not enemies, they're partners in your financial story. Start with security, build with strategy, and scale with consistency. The most financially successful people don't choose between saving and investing. They do both wisely. So, should you save or invest your money? The answer lies in your goals. your risk tolerance, your timeline. Savings protect you. Investments propel you. With the right balance, you can create a future that's both secure and abundant. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment. Are you more of a saver or an investor? Share your strategy. What's worked or not worked for you? Watch this next. Avoid these common wealth building mistakes. You don't want to miss it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a tip that could change your financial future.